Hey guys, and welcome back to another Loomian Legacy video. Today, me and Jahfkas are going to explain you how to be best prepared for Atlanthian City. And I want to apologize again for our uploading rate. However, school and other stuff have been, taking most of our time. And yeah, so here's Jahfkas. Jahfkas, say hi.
Hey, and we're going to be talking about exactly what Kylo just said, but we're going to be explaining it in depth.
Yes, so Jahfkas, you just want to kick this video off?
Alright, so basically for Atlantean, obviously, there are lots of new features coming in. Soul Burst. Jamie leaked some items. So yeah, we don't know how much CP they'll cost, but I have a pretty good estimate. There will also be new features, like the Levitate update. We talked about that in one of our previous videos. You can go watch that if you need to. There's going to be, like, new areas to explore, and lots and lots of stuff, probably. Atlantean will be very, very, soon. There will be, some stuff, like, there is some stuff based on delay, possibly, for Atlantean again, because, T. Bradham said, like, there was a workflow issue because of audio being copyrighted, even though it somewhat has no influence, right, as you might imagine. It applies to a lot of devs who don't use a specific type of workflow, as T. Bradham stated. So T. Bradham said they don't know if it'll actually delay Atlantean or not, but, it's pretty much unpredictable, and it just happens, so it might delay, but it shouldn't be that big of a delay, to be honest.
Yeah,
aside from that, we're going to be talking about Atlantean. So first, I think I'm going to cover, the Colosseum. Alright, badly. The items, alright? So, Atlantean will have new items, in the Battle Colosseum, most likely. Aside from, like, adventure mode items. So, like, in the Battle Colosseum, you're going to, really have to grind CP to get all of them. Let's see. There are about, like, 5 to 6 items. There's, the Ice Cube. They don't know if they'll add that. There's a pillow. So, basically, I can tell you what they do. I'll just try to lift them out at first. There's, like a crit increasing ratio item. There is also the power amulet. Alright. And those are the ones I remember. So basically, the ice cube basically it's like, paralysis orb, like the thunder orb and the volcanic ash, except, perform procs freeze, like when you immediately swap in, like, not immediately, if you send the Loomian on a turn, like after you get KO'd, it appears on, like, the second turn after that. Or if you, like, make a predicted swap from there, it activates immediately. So next up is, the crit increasing ratio item. As you might imagine, it basically increases the crit ratio. I don't think Jamie has a name for it yet, though. So yeah. The pillow actually, induces sleep on the user, on the next turn that it's being held. So basically, very likely going to be used for just barter purposes. So yeah, because sleep doesn't really benefit anything right now because there's no such thing as sleep talk as, like, Pokemon does. There's also, the power amulet, which is going to be really, really, used, I suppose. Because what the power amulet does, based on the amount of energy you have, your moves will actually become more powerful. So, like, if you have full energy, your moves will be, like, 40% more powerful, which is huge. But, if you have a low amount of energy, it actually reduces the power of your moves. So, yeah, that's something to take into consideration. It's a really good item for stuff like secret ability Nevermare, secret ability or Snag, or secret ability, not secret ability. It was something. Oh yeah, Oxydrake with Outburst. Yep.
alright,
Yep. Right.
Alright, so, one more, so I'm gonna start talking into Soul Burst. First thing I want to say is that, The Loomian Legacy devs have been working really hard on Atlanthian City. They are projecting it to be, uh, uh, what, like the update will come out around late March. Is that what they said?
Yeah, they said late March. However, there was a recent announcement of a possible delay, but it might be delayed. But I don't think it's going to be that long. Maybe a week at max.
Alright, that's very good news, especially for Loomian Legacy. Now let's get into Soulburst, the mega evolution of Loomian Legacy. Basically, these may cost Lumi coins. We're not exactly sure yet. All of them could cost Robux. I do anticipate a few of them will be Luma coins for the purpose of, many people being able to afford them. So one thing you may want to do is like stock up on Lumi coins. I believe Teddy on Route 7 is the best trainer
No,
to.
actually, it's Hayden. Remember that bridge right before Separate City? Hayden,
Yes.
the one with two Goppies and Circla.
Yes.
Teddy actually gives the most experience points. So if you want to level up there, that's the best place.
Oh, alright. My bad.
Alright, I forgot something to add into Colosseum. So, based on these, I predict that these items will cost like 40 CP each, but the power amulet will cost 100 CP. So in total you need 320, 220, around that much. Or something a little bit more or less. So yeah, 200 to 300, to be honest. So around that. So yeah, make sure to grind CP if you're really looking forward to use those items.
Yes, of course. And now I'll get into Soulburst, and like I said, I do anticipate a few of them costing Luma coins for the purpose that many more people can afford them. So like Jahfkas just said, go to Hayden on Route 7 just before the Separate City Bridge to get the most money from him. And yeah, and they the Loomian Legacy devs had to be really careful with the animations and whatnot of Soulburst, because of the possibility of getting copyrighted from Nintendo for stealing Pokemon's Mega Evolution. So that's another hurdle they had to go through to get us this, but I do believe it'll bring a lot more players back to the game that used to play Pokemon Red Bronze and other Pokemon games.
Atlantean City in general will pretty much do that, because it's going to be probably the biggest update, depending on how similar it is to it with an Anthian from Pokemon Red Bronze.
Yeah, and if it truly, and it's probably also going to be the biggest area, honestly, in the game ever going to be added. I do anticipate the devs have made a large chunk of it. They probably have the majority, like the main divisions or like sectors of the city already planned out and everything.
Yeah, they have like everything planned out, but like it depends on like the animations and stuff they have to do.
Yeah,
like,
and
they
the
said
cuts.
They have city planned out.
Yeah,
already.
and the cutscenes also, because this is probably going to be another time where we meet the antagonist, Dr. Vanta, and more of his you know associates. So this is a very important time, and it took a while for Separate City to come out, so it's not it's understandable
Separate
that it took
City
this long.
was very much delayed. We originally thought Separate City would be like Atlantean, but it's not the case, obviously. Even though Separate City is very much technology based, it's not as big as we thought it'd be. But Atlantean, it will be big. It has so many new features that's going to be introduced, and the city itself will be really big. So this wait will most likely be very much worth it.
Alright, so let's move. So, how many sectors do you think will be in Atlantean City for this one? Because I remember they had districts.
Oh yeah, right, like the battle zone or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
so in Atlanthian City
right,
from
so,
Pokemon Brick Bronze.
I think there should be at least 4 if they decide to do that again. If they don't decide to make sectors and they just decided to compile it all back into one city, then yeah, that doesn't really matter. But if they do divide it into sectors, there should be at least 3 to 4.
Yeah, I do anticipate a battle sector, a shopping sector, one for apartments, and once I keep forgetting what the other one was in Anthean. Uh, well, the apartments one is called the housing district, so we'll see. It should be very exciting. Definitely might see Loomian Legacy back in that top Roblox games played when the update comes out. We'll see, like it has in the past.
It'll be very much high, but that might be going a bit too far, but it's definitely possible depending on how many PvP players actually come back.
And anticipating this will be the biggest event or update of the game. Yeah, should be interesting. We should also see Route 9 coming out, which is the beach route, correct, Jahfkas?
Yeah, someone actually said that Route 9 and the beach are separate places. That might be true, that might not be true, I don't remember. Even though both will still probably count towards the same amount. However, the beach is where we're going to re-meet the main cast, Lucas, Lucy, Mabel, and Jake.
And Starla, the new Loomian, which we have not
Mm-hmm.
yet to
I
understand.
actually made a theory video based on Starla. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff based on that I predicted.
Yeah, and all those and that video will be in the description down below in case you guys are wondering about that.
All right.
Uh, so yes, a lot of new things to encounter. One other question I had personally was, will we see Route 10, the route farther than Atlanthian City? I'm not exactly sure. I really don't think so. I think they spend most of their time uh, tweaking Atlanthian City rather than making a whole new route. So I think we'll have to wait longer to see Route 10. But if Route 9 and the beach are different routes, which personally I don't believe, but if they are, it should be really cool to see new Loomians being added to both. Because I believe Loomians like Snaggle and other water type Loomians will be added to the beach.
Yeah, I believe that too. However, they might be able to like add a route in between 9 and Atlantian City. You know, like a 10th route maybe.
That's also there. Yeah, it just depends on the length of the routes. I don't think they would make the routes too small, otherwise they both just become really unimportant in the end. Of course, if they do each bring different Loomians, you know, they each have their own speciality, but I, personally, I don't believe that. I think it's like, the beach, which is also in my mind Route 9, and then you get on the big ship, head to Atlantian City, and, you know, continue the story from there.
Yeah, whatever the transport will be. We're still not sure about that, but we have some pretty good ideas.
Yeah, and we can also and we are planning to make a video about that later, hopefully in the coming week. So you guys, yeah, Jafkas, anything you wanted to add?
All right. So next, I would like to think about actually the prices of like Soul Burst and stuff.
Yes, that's a very good point. Like I said, some will cost Lumi coins in my head. Uh, some will probably cost Robux depending on the Loomian. Uh, so we have to stock up, and I think the cheapest one will probably start around 50k,
100,000
50k,
Lumi coins.
75k. Not sure. 100k is also a pretty good guess. I remember the Mega Charizard X and Y individually, uh, each were about 150k Poké Dollars. So we will have to see here on how the devs, you know, do it. But I can't wait to see the new designs they have because that's also a very important part, along with the animations. The design.
I have to add something to that. Okay.
All right.
So along with the new designs, there's the possibilities of ability changes, typing changes, or typing removals, or typing adding. It's going to be really, really impacting the metagame, the Levitate update, and the Full Burst combined. Along with that, along with the prices, I don't think there will be Robux. Maybe one or two or three, but I don't think they'll have Robux. If they do, that'll be really important for the free-to-play players. Because I know there's a lot of them, but there's also a lot of people who spend Robux for the game. So it's very much iffy, but most of the people who spend Robux on the game are actually traders or hunt. So that's something to consider.
Yeah.
So I don't think they'll add Robux for it because most free-to-play players tend to lean towards PvP rather than trade. So yeah. Along with that, the prices, I believe, like the shortest would be around 100,000, and like the highest might be around 500,000. Actually, no, 450,000. Like at the very, very, very highest. I don't believe it'll go that high though.
Yeah, I mean, after that point, it's just Robux, right? So, I do...
Actually, I believe on something else. All right, so not only could it be Robux, but like limited events. Like Waka Waka and Festival,
Yeah.
their snack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those could actually have soul bursts of their own, depending on their corresponding events. I think they'll be like whatever, like remember the candies in the unfair event? Actually, no, you weren't there. So
I remember it. I actually,
the alternate event.
Yeah.
Alright, so like, not only that, it is probably going to cost a lot of candies, so like you can buy a respective Soul Burst crystal for that, probably, if they do decide to add event items or something like that, based on like collectibles, like the unique collectibles.
Yes. One more thing I wanted to add, like Jahfkas said, this will affect the metagame by a lot, with the, possible type changes, with, soul bursts, that could, be, very useful to PvP players because you have the ability to literally change the type of your Loomian, in a battle, which could be very helpful and, I don't know, could improve your game plan.
Yeah, along with that, we're actually getting reworks and buffs and some nerfs in Atlanthian City as well. Jamie is deciding on the possible thing of brawler types actually resisting dark type moves now. But however, that would mean Mutagon would actually be used of the dark types, which is a serious buff because Mutagon is a heavy threat. Because it gets Brawn boost and it has heavy fists as the secret ability and it has quick punch, which is really hard.
Yes.
It's a really big menace. Along with that, there are like lots of changes probably, and changes that will happen, such as like the hypnosis and hypnotize and sleep spores nerf. Well, not nerf, more like a rework. So basically, it's going to become like yawn. So like on the first turn, like they have the opponent, like whoever's going to get fallen asleep on the next turn, they have the option to swap. So it's not going to be as instant, and the opponent actually has a chance to swap. But at the same time, the accuracy is going to get buffed.
Of course. Anything else you wanted to add, Jahfkas, before we start wrapping up the video?
I'd say, make sure to get, I'd like to say, for the Battle Colosseum, people who really want to grind CP, you can either follow the metagame right now, or you can, counter the metagame. I know that's a bit dry at the moment, so you might be tempted to use something fun. So, unless you have really good CP and you're looking forward to buy stuff, and you have lots of Robux to buy Colosseum points, I suggest you actually start grinding if you really want those items and possible full bursts from the Battle Colosseum.
Yes, of course. And thank you, Jahfkas, for that. So guys, thank you for watching this video. I know we haven't had a constant uploading rate, but we will try to improve it, especially during the summer, which we will have a lot of free time with. So this is Kylo Jahfkas and Jahfkas rolling out.
Rolling out.